I'm playing a meta gauntlet at X2. Hold on, bro. Let me crash out real quick. Bro. My games today. BY, Zuro, Lucci, Bonnie. At X2, X1 playing Lucci. Okay, whatever. X2 playing Bonnie. Yeah, we deserve it. Bonnies are right down there in X2. Well, meanwhile, putting in the nails, bro. Undefeated. X0. What's really going on? I just suck. I just suck. Alright, bro. Yeah, I'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? Dr. TCG here, back with another video, and today I got for you my OP12 Luffy list. Full disclaimer here, this is not my list. This is actually Greed's top 8 list from the Kissimmee Regionals about a while back, like a week and a half back. And I made no changes to it because I felt like this is just like traditional Luffy, man. This is OG ramp, play 4 drop, play 7 drop, you know, play 9 drop gaming, man. We just love it here. And then going second, it's just like ramp, find bond clay, play 8 drop, turn after, and then just like play 9 drops, you know. I think some of the strongest turns in this deck is just like playing bond clay, playing Katakuri, and then playing a 9 drop. Being able to get a 9 drop down on like turn 4 is super insane, especially if it's like Rush Luffy or like Lin into like the slower decks. You're just able to run over your opponent with your advantage and keep going, especially since we're like not in a super removal heavy format or like a super aggressive format. This leader can shine a little bit more. I'm not too sure on the Rayleigh matchup for this leader, but I think the UP matchup might be a little decent for this guy, especially if I can get out my 9 drop Rush Luffy and they can't readily answer it. One of the unfortunate things about this leader though is that a lot of his players are on curve, meaning he doesn't have the extra Dawn to spare to attach to his leader in the early game, so he may not be able to deal with or like be as aggressive in the blue purple early. But I still think this leader has just some very strong, like some of the strongest turns in the game, and there was quite a time where like this leader was just like tier 1 for a while, and he still has those still has that explosiveness to definitely show that. So this deck isn't too new to a lot of you guys, but if it is your first time seeing Luffy, or you've seen him around but don't know what his cards do, I'll just give you a little bit of a breakdown. This is Trafalgar Law from OP9. He searches top 4 for a Straw Hat card that costs 2 or greater. So because it costs 2 or greater, the only Straw Hat card that he can't search in this deck is Gum Gum Giant. I think they were very intentional with that. However, we do have another searcher in the deck to find our giant, and we also have like some hand filtering as well. Other than that, we have Uso Hachi. If you have 8 or more Dawn on play, he taps a 5 or less. Really good for getting down blockers. He's also a 2K. We have Bond Clay from EB01. Don't worry, guys, if this card is expensive now, in the upcoming weeks in October, PRB2 will be released and he'll be reprinted there, so you can snag him up for cheaper and play your ramp decks in peace. On play, get you an active Dawn, and then when attacking, he copies in a character's base power. Onami, blocker. On play, if you have 8 or more Dawn, trash a card, draw 2. This is the hand filtering I was talking about to help you find your giants and find some counter. Zorojoro, on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal a Straw Hat card, put it, purple Straw Hat card, add it to your hand. Straw Hat Searcher, we love him. Vanilla Body, we love him. For Nosuke, Dawn ×1, 8 or more Dawn cards on the field, gain Rush, cheeky little Rush unit. You know, it can work against like Blackbeard and stuff like that, but he's primarily here just because he's a Straw Hat 2K. Sangoro, notice this card is at 3 copies in this list because like we're kind of past the days of Luffy Taro Sangoro being like your main thing, especially since we have like this Katakuri that we can play as well. And we've also like upped the stock on this 7 cost Sanji, but we'll talk about them a little later. 6 cost Sanji, 2K. If you have 2 or more fewer Dawn, that is very weirdly worded, but if you have 2 less Dawn than your opponent, he costs 3 less in hand. So if you're on like 8 Dawn, your opponent's at 10 Dawn, he costs 3 Dawn to play instead of 6. Next we have 7 drop Sanji. On play, you get to return 1 or more of your Dawn cards to the Dawn deck, and then he gains Rush, and then he also rests a 6 cost or lower character. So he gets over a blocker, and then he's also attacking for 7. Really strong card. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck, actually. Luffy Taro, good old Luffy Taro. This card's also at 3 because once again, this deck isn't primarily looking to like Luffy Taro Sangoro combo. We're mainly here to just like play Katakuri, play Luffy, you know, play more of our other top end. But on play, Don -1, play up to 1 Straw Hat Crew type character with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. So he can play your Zorojuro, your Finosuke, and your Sangoro, as well as your Onami. And then if there's a special case in which you're like, once again, you feel fulfilled, this Sanji can get, because he can play a 5 cost or lower, he can also play this Sanji if you fulfill the condition of having 2 fewer Don than your opponent. Very sneaky interaction, but it does come up. Just make sure you guys are aware of it, especially since he like returned to Don on play as well. Next, 8 cost Katakuri. One of the reasons to like play this deck now, being able to ramp and play this unit on your turn 4, or I'm sorry, on your turn 3 going second is insanely strong. He also ramps you from 8 to 9 Don, which isn't super impactful because you're gonna go to 10 regardless, but him being able to untap himself and then like his mom, Big Mom, is really strong. Him being a blocker, meaning he can attack and then use his ability to stand up again, so that he can defend, makes him like one of the strongest cards printed in OP11 actually. Next is Charlotte Linlin. On play, Don -1, trash a card from your hand, and then you heal a life from the top of your deck. And then you can also put one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 6 or less into their lives. So this heals you, and then this also removes a card from your opponent's board. A really strong card. Was one of the mainstays in Blue Purple Luffy before the pair bans, but because we aren't Blue Purple Luffy, just Mono Purple Luffy, we have access to these cards, and it's the main reason for playing this deck. Next is 9 cost Luffy. Big rush guy, hits your opponent in the face really hard. 10k stat line is hard to remove. Once again, we don't have a lot of removal in the meta, so if he sticks, he's usually just there for the game. On play, you return one of your more Don cards from your field to the Don deck, and then you draw a card, and then he also gains rush. So gets you immediate value. He draws a card, he hits your opponent in the face the same turn he's played. We love Luffy. Luffy just punches people. So I've been saying a lot, the reason to play this deck is actually this Gum Gum Giant. This is a 1 cost counter event, Don -2. You may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader has a Straw Hat Crew type, give up to one of your leader characters plus the 4,000 power for the battle, then draw 2 cards. So being able to cycle cards, hand filter, and then get plus 4k power is really what makes you want to play a purple Straw Hat leader. It's why they've been so oppressive for the last few sets, and I'm going to say this like a million times. Maybe I should add a little counter, but it is the reason to play this deck. Anyway, I got some games for you guys today. Nothing too long. Pluffy games usually go quick. Either I die or they die. Usually it's them dying. You guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think of the deck list. Once again, shout out Greed for getting the top 8 and kissing me doing the darn thing with the deck. And I'm just really glad that it's like still playable. This is one of my favorite decks to play in recent memory. Anyway, guys, enjoy the videos. All right, game 1, blue-green Sanji, blue-purple Sanji. We started a little late. They did 1 Don event to search Luffy's Demanded Pirate Kings. We're just going to play log, grab a 2k. We are going second with no ramp. This does feel unfortunate, but like we have our leader ability, right? So hopefully we top deck like a 4-drop or a 5-drop, or we get something we can play out of life. Man, this Pluffy leader, man, this guy just never goes away. All right, and boom, we got a 5-drop. So if they aren't on Jozu or 3,000 Worlds, or 3,000 Worlds, the only thing they can play, this song girl is just gonna pay my taxes over the course of this game, because blue purple Sanji can't readily like interact with 5s so easily. Yeah, so they don't have Dawn for the Jozu, and 3,000 Worlds is like the only card that can deal with the Sanji, the song girl. They play Reiju, use Boof Burst, and they play their search event, draw a Brochette Blow. Swing another 5. We'll counter this one because we plan on taking our life to play Katakuri next time. We should probably swing with Sangoro first for like a trigger out of life. I think Graveblade trigger, but it kind of doesn't matter. And we play this Katakuri. Nothing to untap, and we'll gain our Don. So they play their ulti event, add a card to the hand. They use their Brochette Blow. We are going to counter out for this a lot. It does minus 3k, so as long as it grows to 3k. Our hand is big, so we can just give 2 2ks. Oh, block 1k. And unless they want to jam pudding into it, I'll still just give them one more. So Gum Gum Giant, just give 2k. Yeah. Let's poke the hand. I want to poke the hand because small swings are pretty effective against the Sanji leader since they don't have like a lot of counters, right? That's why I don't feel bad just like poking base numbers and not attaching Dawn, because I'm gonna play 9-drop Luffy anyway. They triggered to bottom deck my Law, sure. To A that leader. They use Conqueror. Nah, that's just, you feel me? Let's do 10 cat this Reiju. We could do 11 even. Like, we don't really need to keep this Dawn up since we don't need to fake the giant. We don't have a giant. Get rid of the Reiju. They have no characters. We untap our blocker. We gain the Dawn back. This is get our taxes paid. Sun grows the tax preparer. Katakuri is the one in the IRS who overlooks. He's like, all right, yeah, it was good. That way we don't get audited. So they play their own Sanji. We just free block. They don't have another character on board. I'm not really scared of anything else they can do. They can like red rock my Luffy or the Katakuri, but we just play another one, and they just play 3 Sanjis. All right, buddy. Yeah, so we just go Sanji here, tap one of their Sanjis. They have very few cards in hand. Yeah, let's just hit big into this one. Once again, like he has no Dawn up for counter events. That deck doesn't run a lot of natural creature counter. And now we can just start like hitting him for like actual Dawn numbers. Yeah, let's go a raw number. The third Jozu. 7. And let's play the Searcher so we can find the giant. Oh yeah, we gotta swing to 8. Play a Searcher so we can find the giant. No giant. We'll just take all of them are 1Ks in a brick. We'll just take the 1K. That can be a blocker. Yeah, they got to chew 3 life, a quote unquote giant, and like my 8 card hand. They finally see their red rock to bottom deck my Katakuri. And then they bottom deck my Law. Sure. Swing 5 at me. Give them a simple 1K. Now, why not take it, right? Look for a giant. We gianted just so we could just draw cards. I like just gianting the cycle on my deck on this leader. It just feels so free. Swing 10, let's get a 4K event and a card. He's running low in hand, that's why I'm just switching to smaller swings. Like even the 6K or the 7K is kind of crazy. But we just decided to be greedy, go for the 6K. You don't have the 2K. And if you have the 2K, then you can't giant after. And now you're just dead. GG's, boss man. Alright, now we got an OP5 classic against Sakazuki. We're going first. We have a 4-drop, we have a 7-drop, we have a 9-drop. Once again, no like external ramp, but we'll be alright. This leader ability is just so good. This leader ability is just insane. Like some of the best leaders in the game are like leaders with just insane good generic abilities, or they got enough support printed to just make them powerhouses, right? Swing 5, player searcher. Grab a 2K, or we probably grab a blocker since we have a bunch of 2Ks in this deck. Like later, this Nami can help filter. I'm not really like, I don't really need counter early against Sakazuki. This guy's just gonna swing 5s at me. Yeah. Kuzan. Yeah, and this is why I don't feel bad, right? Yeah, we're gonna play the Sanji. Rest that Kuzan. I always forget that little optional Dawn prompt. I'm not I'm not black purple, man. I'm just purple. Good old purple. 7 into the Kuzan. We're like, if you protected that, we're going to just eat 3 or 4 cards out of his hand for it. Just telling him like, yo, bro, you're gonna, I'm taxing you on this Kuzan. The IRS is here. We swing 5 at him, takes. We swing 6 at him, gives me a Tashigi. Pass turn up. And Luffy's just good old honest ramp gaming, man. He's just, I'm just gonna get in there and like just tempo and play things. I think Luffy is just like another like fundamental deck where it's just like he cheats Dawn and getting ahead of the opponent. So it's just like, it's what can you do when you're ahead that really matters, right? Like what can you do that like to keep your tempo and solidify your position as Luffy that really like separates like the better Luffy players versus like the not so good ones, right? I'm not saying I'm the best Luffy player, but I did enjoy the deck for a good stint, and I was just on it and alting it out until GP Luffy came out. Man, I missed that. I missed that leader. Hopefully PRB2, the GP Luffy leader, is more playable. Well, like all of the new stuff. Anyway, now my opponent is gonna do Rebecca. They grabbed Shirahoshi from trash. Suru to Zoro, Houndblaze. We're gonna eat this. We have Luffy Taro. Let's see if we can find a song girl for this. Like, I just want to go really wide on the board. Yeah, because I'm gonna play the Law Searcher. See if I can find a song girl to go to Luffy Taro. If not, then we just do the Zoro Joro. Once again, electing to like not leave Dawn up for the giant because this Sakazuki deck has like no pressure. He has 5k total power on his board. We didn't get it, so probably, yeah, we'll just take the counter. Play on Luffy Taro, drop down the Zoro Joro. Now you see the song girl, but it's a little too late for that. We have other bodies we can play, so we'll probably just take more counter. Like we have a 7 drop and a 9 drop. Like we still have like some gas in our hands. In which, like, if he clears this, then we just play another threat, right? Now would be a really good turn for like Gravity Blade from my opponent. So yeah, he reduces that to 6, swings at me, reduces the Sanji to 6, plays Gravity Blade. Yeah, with the exact 7. Get rid of my 2 7 drops, but that's fine. He has no pressure on his board, and I can just keep playing bodies. Like he's not developing any bodies, and like so I'm just super ahead regardless. Let me play this. He took a life for 6, and now he's about to take another life for 10. And then even if he blocks up, we have both Sanji and Usohachi in hand to like tap if he does like double blocker here. All right, so he can do like Shirahoshi, minus the Luffy, Rebecca, minus the Luffy again, and then like Houndblaze again. Or even Sword. Yeah, like Shirahoshi minus, oh, he did Tempest Kick, so he's looking for stuff. So that cuts off like the sword play. So Shirahoshi, if I'm just thinking about the Shirahoshi line. Shirahoshi minus 4, Rebecca Hina minus another 4, that's 8. It's a 1, and then Stage Leader Swing makes the Zoro a 2, and then Sword would remove it, and then he'd have 2 blockers. I have no board. And then I'd have to get in with like Usohachi, Sanji, and a 5/7. So he did double Tempest Kick Stage to reduce the Luffy down to a 2. Swing 5, Luffy's down to a 1. I'll give him a 2 kisses. I might have to take the game like 2 more turns. If he double blockers here. Drew Kuzan from trash. Plays Brook, KOs. Plays Kuzan. He's like, yeah, man, I totally get another turn. Since it's only 1 blocker, We return it on, tap it. For me forgetting the prompt again. We're just gonna do like 777. Oh, we're being greedy. So it's like 579. Yeah. And then like we use leader ability to keep up giant. Yeah, we'll just do 9. GG's boss, no counter. Yeah, he didn't have the sword. I don't even remember if he used leader ability that turn to like discard a card, but the next card was Tashigi anyway. Alternative, like if he had sword, he had like the Hina in hand, right? So it would have been perfect. He had Hina Shirahoshi in hand. So if he had sword, man, you Rebecca Hina, Shirahoshi, leader swing, stage, sword, bottom my 2 bodies. You have 2 blockers. You take the game another turn. At the minimum, I play my Sanji. I swing out, resting a blocker, and then I probably like, ooh, playing that Sanji only, I'm like behind. Anyway, imaginary turns. You guys just saw how much I like this Luffy deck. Next game. Last game up against a GP Luffy. I actually want to go second, just so that I can just like out ramp him, get my Katakuri up, and then just bully him. And then we see our ramp. All right, so they get a Zorojuro. I think that's the 2K. No, just the Searcher Zorojuro. All right, play Law, take a Sanji 2K. They get a Spud. Swing 6. We're going second. We can take it. Gonna ramp. Should play the Bonclay so we can swing 7. GP takes the first life every time anyways. Like it's very rare that he'll like not take that first life. It depends on the matchup. So we don't really have to sequence it like this. The punish should be like Luna out of life tapping the Bonclay and that getting cleaned up for free. But it is what it is. So they play the Spud. Unfortunately, they have stage as well. So we can't like 7-cost Sanji and like try and bully it. They're gonna swing 7 at me. We take again. Why not? And they play Chopper. So because they play Chopper here, I'm already at 8 Dawn. I'm just gonna play this Katakuri and pass and like land lock them on leader ability. Meaning they would have to play like 2 bodies prior to even like using leader ability here to have it on. Yeah, so they need like a Robin blocker or a Nami searcher to play over this Chopper so that they have access to leader ability. So he gets a Sanji 2K. He's tapping stage, buffing the Spud again. And then he passes with 3 Dawn up. Yeah, so now we're just gonna like bully him. I say we play this Sanji, rest his Dawn. We should also look for a giant too. Or not rest his Dawn, rest his Chopper and just dome him. That's also a reason why I never liked Chopper in the GP deck, because like your opponent can just do this. And you can the counter argument is like, oh, you know, but if they don't attack me, then, you know, or I'm good or whatever. But we see it here. The opponent is just like, they play the Searcher for a turn and passed. Right? So they got the Rush Luffy. And now like the game is just like super sped up. I can still very much lose this game, however. But like my opponent's at 0. It's turn 3, right? Or turn 4. It's turn 4. My opponent's at 0. Meaning they have to play the rest of this game like just defending their life. I'm thinking about blocking and protecting, but like it's not worth it, especially when they have those two Namis. I don't know why he would ever swing that Zoro there first, but hey, it's better for me, right? So they use leader ability. They're gonna play another Spud, draw a card. And now's where I guess they just like try and split Dawn, leave up some for counter events. I say we give a 2K here, and then we just block counter whatever comes next. Yeah. Oh, we just free block it. They leave up 3 Dawn. I think now is like I need to just like play bodies, find a giant. I'm also just like splitting, doing some math, trying to do like the 10s because you want to hit this leader for 10, get giant and a card. We are way past beyond trying to go for board. We just need to make sure that we can live the what's his name turn. I also feel as though I should play like Zoro Nami here. So I'm just trying to see how much Dawn I have left after, but I don't know what these Dawn allocations are for, like 10, right? Yeah. Which I don't think that's super wise, like in hindsight. But it is what it is. Now we're doing 8. Splitting up the Dawn for 10. And I still need to attach 1 Dawn to leader. Yeah, I don't think we should. I think we should just done like 8-8 or something like that. And then like searched with the Nami. Play the Nami, play a blocker. They gave me 2 2Ks. Let's swing 6. Give me another 2K. I would just play the Nami, try Zoro, leave up 2 Dawn for our imaginary giants. And then they just scoop. Not sure why they scoop. It's probably because they have like no other counter in hand. But like me having 2 block, even though I have 2 blockers and my hand is pretty much infinite counter, I guess they just didn't want to do the math. They got lazy. Like we can kind of like, you guys have the screen cap. You can take a screenshot or whatever. I don't feel like they get over, but they might, because they have like 9 Dawn. They like swing a 6 or whatever, or they swing a 6 or whatever with the Zoro or whatever they want to do, and then they play the Rush Luffy, do the whole thing. They gain a Dawn actually, and then they just like swing out. So they have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 swings. They have 7 swings. I have 2 blockers, 2 life, so I can get, what was it? I essentially have, they have like 2 to 3 swings to mess up with, because block is a swing, that's 2, life that's 4. They have 3 more swings, right? And I need to counter out of 2 of them, or I need to counter out of all 3 of them, right? So at that point, do I have the counter for those 3 swings? Potentially. I think I can counter out of 3 swings, even if it's like split. It'll just be like 9s or something like that, right? It'll just be like 9s, and then once they figure out I don't have giant, the gig is up. But like 2K, 1K for 1 9, 2K, 2K for another 9, 2 more 2Ks for like maybe an inferior swing somewhere if they mess up their Dawn. And then my last life is like a Linlen, so I have 2 bricks in life. So I actually possibly very like can much die. But I don't think they have enough Dawn for 9s all the way, but maybe I'm capping. I don't know. Good thought experiment for you guys, but the GP can probably still get there, actually, if we're thinking about it. If he like does everything perfectly, but I guess he just didn't want to do it perfectly.